Hello everybody and welcome back to Inside China Auto. Today we've got a special episode for you today from the Guangzhou Auto Show. So we're here at the Guangzhou Auto Show 2022 and what I'm going to do is show you around the Chinese car makers here, show you what they've brought to the show and basically give you a flavour and a walkthrough of what's going on here in Guangzhou. So some brands have turned up, some brands haven't. We'll just focus on the ones that are here today. So yeah, let's dive straight in. Let's go for a walk through and we'll start with Neta. Okay, so as we walk into the show here, on our right side here we've got Hycan. On the left side we've got Neta. So this is what Neta have brought to the show. The S is their new car. It's a beautiful saloon. It's a really stunning car. I'm going to show you the green one at the back though, because the green one is the one that we really want to see. This one looks super cool. Look at the colour on that. So this is a rival to the XPeng P7 and NIO ET7. Probably more the ET7 based on its size. But as you can see, it's not a bad looking car at all. I think it's locked at the moment, so we can't get in, but never mind. So that's what they've got at the show. Strangely, they haven't brought their coupe, which they revealed recently. They've also, of course, got the Neta U, which is this sort of small MPV, slightly SUV style car that they have. This is quite a nice car. And then we've also got, on the other side, the Neta V, which is Neta's first car. Honestly, a little bit gawpy to look at. Big overhangs, tiny wheels, sort of droopy lights at the back there. But nevertheless, it's a really good seller for them actually, because it's a really cheap electric car. Now let's turn around and have a look inside the Neta S. So we're going the black one here. That's what we're looking like inside. Big portrait screen. On the other side over there you'll see we have another screen. We've got quite attractive chairs. Screen across the middle there. Funky metal speakers in the doors. And if we have a look in the back, see we've got a pretty nice interior in there as well. These chairs actually are really comfortable. They've got deep seats and high tips, which means that you get good thigh support under your legs. We've got sort of touch style controls here in the back. And let's see if we can get into the boot on this one. Okay, so here's the boot on the Neta S. Decent amount of space in there. Not bad. Okay, so next up on this side, we will go to Li Auto. So this is very early in the show. It's only about 9 AM, so there's not many customers here, and it's New Year's Day, which doesn't help either. So of course we've got the Li L9, which I believe sold over 10,000 units in December, along with the L8, which is here. And you may be wondering, well, what's the difference between these two? And if you've seen the Li Auto L7, you'll also think, what is the difference between all three of them? Because they all have the same face. You can see that there in that comparison. They've all got the same face. Basically, they're like iPhones. So you get more features in some than with others. But you'll see we've got a LiDAR on top of this one. And we'll go and have a look actually in this silver one over here. Here we go. So here we've got twin screens. They're pretty cool. Lovely interior, very soft materials all over, even down here on the bottom of the doors. It feels very luxurious. And the back, you'll see up there, we've got a screen from the roof as well. So this is a 6-seater in this one. Got a guy cleaning the car there whilst they get prepared for the show. Over there you've got XPeng, but we'll get over there shortly. On this stand here, you'll see we have Feifan. Let's go and look at their white car, I think. So they're advertising the R7 at the moment, which is a sort of a mid-size coupe SUV, I would say. Looks pretty sharp. Let's just do a circle of that. This is the second brand in China to offer battery swap technology. So actually you can switch the battery out in this in 2.5 minutes. Let's take a quick look inside. Frameless doors there. But yeah, inside we've got, they call it the largest screen on the Chinese market. So there's a screen here. There's also a screen over there. So you've got a screen for your passenger, screen for the center with a cool swoopy design, runs really quick on an 8155 processor. A screen behind there. It's a pretty attractive car inside with a big sunroof, as you would expect on a Chinese car, and decent amount of room in the back as well. So that's the Feifan stand. They've got 4 cars on here. Next, let's walk over to Aura. So Aura have got a very interesting range for anybody who isn't aware of Aura. They've got a lot of sort of Beetle lookalikes, like this one here, which is the ballet cat. Look familiar? It should, because it looks like a Volkswagen Beetle, only with slightly different lights. They're going to have another one that looks just like this, called the Punk Cat. Got some pretty funky looking handles here. You don't press the button though, you pull it open. Retro style interior. Not sure if that soft pink is for me, but pretty cool. And crystal style, I don't know, kind of gawky crystal style stuff in the middle. Some really cool vents down there though, fresh out of a Mini Cooper. So yeah, this is the ballet cat. Decent space in the back as well. I don't think you're going to have a problem with headroom in there. And it's electric, of course, although I think you can also get a hybrid version. Not sure which one that is. We've also got the Lightning Cat, which looks like a Porsche Panamera that's melted in the sun. So let's go and check out the one on the display up here. See what that looks like there. It's got a long, swoopy tail on it. And if we look at this tail, it's actually just got, I don't think it's open. Oh, it is open. There we go. Not the most practical boot in there. Decent amount of space once you get in, but a very small opening, so not great. But, I mean, it looks interesting, right? Sure somebody will like it. Let's have a look inside. Frameless windows again. We've got a pretty small screen in the middle for a Chinese car. Okay, so pretty cool looking dashboard on this. Look at that, sort of down the middle there. It's very stylish. Again, slightly retro style, and digital binnacles in the center there. And if we look at the back, decent amount of space in there as well. Probably a bit tight on headroom though. There's another ballet cat over there. Okay, so here we've got the Aura Good Cat GT. So it's GT because it's got the cool sporty details at the bottom there. And if we can get inside, so it also looks pretty sporty inside as well. Big screen across the top here, quite sporty. It smells quite nice in there actually. Quite sporty looking seats. Drive selector in the middle. This is the car that you can get in the UK, but I don't think you can get the GT version, which is a shame. Then we've got this. This is the SAR Mecha Dragon. And honestly, it's a little bit mental. It's been shown a few times now at motor shows. It's first shown in 2021. Check out that rear wing, look at that. It was shown in 2021, but as of yet, no sales have started. And we can't get into these So you have to look through the window instead. This is going to be a sort of a high-end luxury saloon apparently. And you'll see it's got, looks a bit like a Ferrari F40 at the front. Very interesting square lights here. Big grille, fake air intake up on the bonnet there. Quite a fascinating creature. Very, very strange, and they're keeping it very closely wrapped. You see we've got another one over here that comes without the giant rear wing. It's probably got an active spoiler of some kind maybe. But it's 5.2 meters long. It's actually enormous. 400 kilowatts. It's about 536 horsepower or something like that. So yeah, a little bit insane. Right, let's head over to Jidu. So Jidu have been busy. So this is the Jidu ROBO-2. This is built on Geely's SEA platform, and this will have level 4 autonomous capable driving. If you look down here, you'll see LiDAR units down there in the bumper. So it's a collaboration between Geely and Baidu, China's internet search engine giant, who also do autonomous driving. And it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty flash in that orange. There's a purple one over there that also looks pretty good as well. I like the details, like these lights here. We're going to get a video inside this at some point, but not today, at another event. On this side we've got the Lunar edition. This is the highest end edition. This one costs the most, comes with more features, looks pretty neat in white and black. And then they've also released the ROBO-2. So I'm just going to climb up these stairs here and we're going to go and check it out. I think this is the best looking one, to be honest. This is a properly sexy saloon. And look at that. That's quite stunning. Really nice. Very smooth lines. Now, if it's level 4 autonomous driving, chances are you're not going to be able to drive it yourself so much. Although it will come with a steering wheel, so I'm sure you can. Just want to take you around the back so we can see the back of the car. Check out the lights. Fortunately, it's not spinning round, so I'm going to have to show you that down here. But that's what the back end of it looks like. So Jidu, looking good for this year. They're going to launch the 01, maybe the 02 as well. This is Livan, another Geely brand. This is a concept that they've got. Sort of a coupe SUV. So probably be a relatively budget EV brand. Speakers are quite loud, apologies for that. They've also got this saloon here, based on a geometry. This one based on a, actually this one's based on a Geely, sorry. This one's based on a Geely as well. And then we've got the RL9, which is their first proper electric production car. One of their own cars, you can see. Probably rides a little bit high, I would say, based on those wheels. Looks a little bit under-wheeled. But nevertheless, it's not a bad looking car actually. It's got hints of radar in the front. Right, now over to XPeng. XPeng, nothing new to show, I'm afraid, at this auto show. So you've got your P7 Performance Edition with the cool wings. I mean, this is probably the coolest paint colour of any car, and it looks absolutely mint in that paintwork. But of course, XPeng's big car at the moment is this one, the G9, which is a brilliant car actually. Really good 5-seater, loads of kit inside. If you have a quick look, is it open? It is open. Frameless doors again. So they've got 2 screens in there as well. Wireless charger on the middle. Just one, looks like 2, but it's just one. This armrest folds up both ways. It's got a 28 unit speaker system, something like that. Let's check out the back. As I said, it's a 5-seater. These seat bases extend with a touch of a button, which is really quite cool. You don't get that on many other cars, and you can adjust the backrest angle as well, like in a Zeekr 001. So yeah, this is a really, really nice car from XPeng. Of course, they've also got the G3i, which is getting a bit long in the tooth now, but looks decent after a refresh. And of course the P5, which is here. P5, which has actually loads of ability and loads of different spec you can get, including city NGP. So this is one car you can drive autonomously in the city in Guangzhou, and we'll have another video for that you can see later. It is not flawless. There's quite a few challenges with the P5. I mean, it's not as attractive as some other cars in that range, but you know, maybe it'll do well. And then of course they've got the flying taxi, which I forget the name of. I think it's called XT1 or X2. And yeah, they've trialed this in Dubai and I believe in Guangzhou as well. So if the future is flying cars, that's probably going to be one of the first ones. Now let's head over to Hycan. Hycan have got some of their older cars here, including this one, which is based on a GAC AION Y. That's called the Z. Z03. Actually, something else. That's a Z03. There's a 007 over there. This is their Concept, which is pretty imposing. It's an electric MPV. It's absolutely enormous as well. And look at this face. Check that out. That's the V09. They're going to be selling that this year. Wow. Got a logo like Under Armour. And then over here we've got the AIO6, which is their new electric saloon. Now, pretty sizable overhangs on either end, as you'll see. And it looks a bit small wheel, but it'll do 0 to 60, or 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds. So it's probably the fastest banana-shaped car you can buy. Looking forward to getting a chance to try this. Let's have a quick look inside. See here, we've got a big screen in the middle, wireless charger in the center. Pretty sporty looking seats. They look quite cool in there. Steering is only rake adjustable, no reach. That's a downside. And if you look in the back here, this is what's in the back there, see? Looks quite nice in white actually. And they've also got a 007 over there on the far side. So let's go and check out the second hall of electric Chinese cars. So next up we've got the AITO stand. This is a brand started by Huawei and a couple of others. And we've reviewed the M5 on our channel. That's this blue one here. That's the extended range electric vehicle. They've also got their latest car, which is the M7, which I'll show you this one here. This is a 6-seater. I mean, honestly, the styling is not that exciting, if we're honest. This one only comes in extended range electric vehicle form. See inside there, you do get Huawei system in here, so it's a very slick system, very quick. Got a cool little crystal gear knob there, and the back there you've got a princess chair, so you can lie that back and get really quite comfortable. They call it the zero gravity chair. So it's 6 seats in there. You also get a big speaker system as well. And then if I show you over here, we have the electric version of the M5. So this one looks a little bit different. You'll notice that it doesn't have a grille at the front. It doesn't have the same grille as that one over there. And I'll show you inside this one. As I said, you've already seen it on our channel, so the interior is the same, but I've never seen it in red. So you see here, it's got a really cool red interior. That's quite funky actually. I like that. But yeah, it's the same interior as you'll get in the normal M5, in the extended range electric vehicle version, with a Huawei sound system of about 1,000 watts. And in the back, there's a standard 5-seater with a bench. So there you go, that's the AITO stand. Now let's head over. I'm not going to go through Tesla because everybody's seen Tesla. There's nothing new here. Other than that, they're going to start reselling the S and the X in China again. So good news for anybody who wants an S or an X in China. Now let's cruise over to HiPhi, because they've got some interesting cars as well. Human Horizons. This is the HiPhi Z. So they've got the HiPhi X, which is over there. This is the Z. This is quite a unique vehicle. Not sure I'm digging that green colour, but it's got 22-inch alloys. Absolutely enormous. The doors open pretty much 90 degrees. And they open electrically. So if we zoom in here, we've got a screen in the middle that tilts to the left and to the right. It's really quite interesting. Oh, thank you. And you see around the back, a lot of this car is dedicated to the lighting. So you've got lights here, lights across the back. You've even got lights on the doors. You can put messages on the doors. Rearward visibility, well, it's going to be 0, but it has a active rear spoiler, as you can see here, and it's got a camera for a rear view mirror. Look at those wheels, they're absolutely massive. Let's just look in the back here. Actually, not massive amounts of space in the back, if we're honest, but it does look cool. And then over on the other side, we have the HiPhi X, which is another absolutely fascinating car. And I'll show you why, because I'm going to go around the other side. So this car is a 6-seater as well. Big beast, big expensive beast, 680,000 RMB. But look at this. You've got a door that opens upwards, a bit like on the Queen's Bentley, and opens like a suicide style door. And in there, you've got a couple of seats in the back. You've got armchair style seats in here. And you've also got in there, a big screen in the front. And a heads-up display at the back as well. Let's just zoom in around this side. That's not, I think that is a screen on the other side. I'm not 100% certain, I can't remember. But yeah, this. Quite a fascinating car. And the engineer from HiPhi told me yesterday that they're going to have a third model for Europe that's going to be cheaper than those two. So onto the Yuanhang stand. This is a new brand. They started in 2022. Haven't delivered any cars yet. They're a high-end luxury brand of Dayun, which makes some smaller cars. I'll show you in a minute. This is the Y7, which you'll see is very orange. Very orange indeed. It's also got scissor doors on the front, which is interesting. Quite a lot of space in the back. This is the sporty version. Have a closer look inside the dashboard there. For some reason, they don't peel off the bottom of the front grille. They haven't taken the covers off there. If you don't like the sporty version, you can have the luxury version, which is the Y6, which looks a bit more, maybe a bit more gaudy in the gold. But this one comes with some quite luxurious seats in the back. As you can see in there, it's got some very laid back seats in the back of that car. This is a big car, and they're all going to be about 300,000 RMB. This one and the orange one, and this one, which is the H9 SUV. You can get this in 5 or 6 seats. Well, you can't get it at all yet, but you will be able to get it in 5 or 6 seats, is what they tell us. That looks fairly sharp. And if that one isn't up to your cup of tea, then maybe the H8 will be your cup of tea. This one also available in 5 or 6 seats with a different style to the more sporty 9 over there. I mean, they've got quite soft styling, not unattractive actually, but very soft features. And as I said, Dayun actually come from a smaller brand that makes small electric cars like these ones over here. And honestly, I don't know a lot about these cars, but this is what they make otherwise. Maybe we can have a quick look in this car behind this fella. See in there, we've got a little tiny screen there, and yeah, quite cheap and cheerful. This is what the back of those cars look like. They've also got some larger SUVs over here. And a nice little feature on these cars, cheerful. Presumably if you get such a bargain, maybe that's what you'll be. You'll be quite cheerful. Let's have a little look in this though. Actually, doesn't look too bad in there. Decent sized screen. Not a bad interior. It's got some soft materials in here. You know what, I might have to try out a Dayun. And this is a 7-seater. Actually, fairly luxurious. Not massive amounts of room in the back there, but that's not bad actually. Not bad at all. Right, let's head over to IM, a joint venture between SAIC, one of China's largest state-owned companies, and I think Alibaba as well. I'm not 100% certain. This is the LS7. This is their new SUV, so it's their second model. I'll show you their first model in a second. This one doesn't have the LiDAR units on top. The one on the other stage does. Not a big fan of that. Someone yesterday called it prosthetic limb beige. It is kind of more of a sick yellow, but yeah, never mind. This is their first car, the L7 Saloon, which we also reviewed briefly on our channel, so you can check that out. This is the Snake version, which looks a bit more mean. That's quite stylish. Snake Performance Edition looks really quite cool. But this is the LS7, as you can see. This one comes with the LiDAR units on the top up there. See those? And then I'm being rushed off the stand here. No idea why. I'm only getting video. I think personally I like the Saloon more than this one, but never mind. And they've also brought their concept car, which is the IM Aro, which is designed by Heatherwick Studio. As you'll see, that's got some pretty funky old retro style chairs in. They also brought this, which is some kind of performance version of the IM L7, which comes absolutely kitted out with one hell of a body kit. And if you look at the wheels, let's check this out. Look at those wheels. Super fat, like F1 tyres. And a massive rear spoiler and a diffuser as well. Then we've got the NIO stand. A lot of people interested in NIO. They brought some new metal as well. Not this one, this is the EP9 hypercar, which looks pretty cool. I think they only made 15 of them. But this is the big one, the ES8, which honestly looks pretty sick in that colour. That is a really good looking colour. It's very muscular. Strangely, they're still actually advertising the other ES8, the old one, at the back over there. Well, this is the new one. Let's give you a quick circle of that. Show you what it looks like all the way around. It looks really sort of robust and heavy and strong, really taut lines. This is probably my favourite, apart from the ET5. It's really cool. But as well, they've also got the ES7, which is the little brother of the ES8. This one I'm not as much of a fan of. I just think this area looks a little bit unfinished. But there's your interior. I believe it's a 13-inch screen in this one, but I think you can get 16. Maybe that one is the 16, I'm not sure. But as you can see, it's kind of square-shaped, not rectangular. Nomi on the dashboard there. Here's the rear. So plenty of space. This is a 5-seater. The ES8 is of course in a 6-seater. And that's what the ES7 looks like. Sort of burnished orange. They've still got the EC6, which is here. As I said, they're still showing the ES8 over there, the old one. ET5, of course, which is a lovely car. It's a really, really beautiful car. Not sure about the yellow, all this pink, but it does come with some nice colours. So let's have a quick look inside. That's the inside, very minimalistic, but very stylish. And nice high-end materials inside this car. In the back you can see decent amounts of legroom. I have to check the headroom for myself. But I like the ET5. ET5 looks really cool. That is a mean back end. Check that out. That looks good. And of course they've got the ET7 over here, the bigger brother of the ET5, which, if my camera will turn around faster, there we go, also looks pretty mean. Looks very German, doesn't it? Quite Teutonic, and looks kind of heavy, like it's made from a giant block of aluminium. And the EC7, of course, which I actually forgot yesterday. This is the coupe version of the ES7. Let's have a quick look inside there. That looks pretty nice inside, actually. It's got some kind of rose gold styling in there. You know what? That actually looks way better than the ET7. That's actually a good looking car. Sorry, people continuing to walk in the way of the camera. It's got Model Y vibes about it, but it's honestly better looking than a Model Y. That's great. Big fan of that. Right, and then on to Zeekr. Let's check out the Zeekr stand, because they've also got some shiny metal here today. Not just the Zeekr 001, which I won't go into because we've already reviewed that one, but we've also got the M-Vision Concept surrounded by cleaners. This is their collaboration with Waymo. So this one's got autonomous driving tech. You'll see the unit on the top, also these units on the side here. This is going to be doing autonomous taxi driving in California. So the doors will open there, a big cabin. Maybe we can zoom in on that a little bit. See, big cabin inside and in the front as well. That's a funky looking car. It doesn't really look like a Zeekr, to be honest. Not sure why they've gone for the Zeekr brand with that one, but I like it. I mean, I'd like seeing those on the street. They look pretty cool. Anyway, but back to business. Of course, the Zeekr 009 is the car we really want to see. Now, we've got to walk around this on the non-watery and non-sandy bits, but let's take a look inside the 009. This is beautiful. Look at that. Big screen there in the center. Pretty nice looking material across the dash. Lovely soft leathers. This is a fast MPV. See in here? Captain's chairs in the back. A little bit more space in there. And I believe if I press this button here, watch this. The chair comes all the way forwards and gives you actually pretty good space to get in the back there. That is nice. This is also built on the SEA platform, I believe. And you've also got a screen up there that comes down from the roof and a big panoramic sunroof as well. Microfiber material. That's luxurious, really luxurious. I'll try and show you the back. These lights, they're very cool. Look at those. Do like that design language, very nice. Big fan of the Zeekr 009. There's a black one on the other side over there. There's an orange Zeekr 001, which I'm not sure was there yesterday. There's a black 009. And in here, I'll just show you quickly, that's the SEA platform up there, hanging from the roof. That's what a lot of new cars from Geely are going to be built on. You're going to be hearing a lot about that in the years ahead. So that's it for the two halls on this side. We're now going to cruise over to the other hall. Well, the other halls where there's other Chinese brands. This is probably the most exciting one for you. There's the front of the Zeekr 009. Nothing like it anywhere on the market, I would say. Right, let's head to the other hall, which is this way. Okay, so we're now in this is actually a foreign brand hall. So on our left side we've got Lincoln. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about these guys, I just want to show you what's going on. They've bought a cool concept car over there. We've also got an Audi stand over here. It's one of two Audi stands that there are at the show. And actually, really, this is New Year's Day. There's not a lot of people at the show here at all. Jaguar's stand. It's got a really nice looking F-Type on there. Lexus brought a big stand as well. Quite a lot of cars on there. Is that an electric car at the back? It looks like it might be, actually. Not quite sure about that. Also got Range Rover, or Land Rover, I should say, over here as well. And Lynk Co. So Lynk Co is a Chinese brand. They've not brought anything special either today. So they've got an 01 there, 09 EMP, that's a hybrid. Got the facelifted 03. So this has got kind of like touring car looks a bit like a 90s touring car. It's quite cool in that yellow colour. Let's check out this one over here instead, or the white one at the back. There we go. So this is the white Lynk Co. 03. Sorry about the camera work. True old school saloon. Oh, it's got a new back end as well. I didn't realise they'd changed the back end. What's going on here? There we go. That's cool. Check out that back end. Those lights look very cool. Big ass diffuser down there as well. That's the standard 03 hatchback. Looks quite cool. I really do like the lights in the back of this one though. Sorry, it's the 02 I just mentioned, not the 03. And over here, Genesis have got their stand. They're starting to bring their new cars to China now, which, as you'll see, pretty attractive cars. Electrified GV70. Still no sign yet though of the small Genesis that's based on the Kia EV6. But nevertheless, some good looking cars there. And we're going to come through into the next hall. We're going to walk through the middle here. We're going to come out next to Volvo on our left side. They've also got a big stand this year. A lot of cars on the Volvo stand. Very Scandinavian. But we're not going to focus on Volvo because they're a foreign brand, but we will focus on Hongqi, Chinese brand. And look at this. Absolutely enormous SUV, LS7. Looks a lot like sort of a Lincoln Navigator style car in terms of size. Let's have a look inside. Open up these massive doors. It's quite a step up to get in there. But you'll see we've got screen on the dashboard there. Big red seats. Got Hongqi inlaid into the wood in the door here. Got these sort of gold handles with quite a cool pattern on them. The big old Hongqi sunflower logo on the steering wheel. This is kind of very traditional Chinese opulence that you'll find with, there's even a clock on the dashboard, that you'll find in the kind of cars that maybe coal mine owners drive. So this guy's climbing out the back so I can show you the back seat. This is a 4-seater, so I'll just quickly show you the back. Look at that, you get seats here that open up with leg rests. As you can see, there are no seats there in the back. And we can't even open the boot, so I don't know what the boot looks like. But you get a lot of digital, well, a lot of physical controls here. You also get screens on the back of the seat, which is quite nice. And again, lots of real wood all over the place. And these pretty cool speakers, check these out. They look like a Chinese painting. That's quite funky. And again, Hongqi inlaid in the door. Big, big Chinese opulence in the LS7. I'm going to also go over here to the HQ9. This is their MPV in a suitably, oh, I'm going to go wide angle, there we go. In a suitably purple colour. Let's check out the front of this. That is a big grille. It's nearly all grille, and it all lights up as well. So it's quite funky inside. Let's check out the interior. In the front, got this sort of maybe mulberry coloured material. You get the standard Hongqi logo on there. Big screen in the middle. Not connected dashboard though, like on a lot of electric MPVs. Well, it's not electric, that's why. But yeah, that's quite good looking, and it's a 6-seater. So in the back here, you see we've got 2 seats. There are 2 captain's chairs. Sorry, it's a 7-seater. In the back, we've got a bench seat for rear passengers, and you've got Hongqi stitched into the headrest there. So that's quite a cool car. That's a stylish looking thing. They've got a few other cars as well, including the new H6, which is a bit like a Passat CC style car, I would say. So that is quite sporty. It's a very low front end. Not many electric cars on the Hongqi stand, but there you go. I'll just circle around that. Lovely sort of aquamarine colour with silver on top. The back end looks really quite stylish. Look at that. That is nice. Nice back end. Let's just quickly take a look in the front here. So we've got a blend of yellow and black in here. Looks kind of quite sporty inside, with a big screen down the middle as well. So that's a cool car. There's another H6 down there. Got a H9 Plus. So I think this is a long wheelbase version of the H9, kitted out with some Chinese flags. Let's have a look inside. Oh, look at this. It's a funky little logo on the side here. In the back you've got, sorry, in the front you've got, I think that feels like real metal. Got real metal in there. These chairs, look at the embroidery on these. That's very funky, very cool. This is probably real wood as well, maybe, I'm not sure. But that's a good looking car. And in the back, look at this, full 4-seater, loads of legroom. No leg rest, which is a surprising omission, but I'm sure you can change the angle of the rear adjustment. And of course you've got a screen in the middle, cup holders and a plug, actual plug socket. And this, which I assume is a speaker in the middle, which looks quite funky as well. So that's the H9 Plus. Over here we've got one of the standard SUVs, the HS5, and of course we have the EHS9, which is their big electric SUV. This is quite mad. Look at that grille. Check that out. Very aggressive. There's actually somebody filming inside the car, I believe. Not sure on that. I'll just dive in here. There you go. Big screens across the front. That's cool. Very nice. Again, this is some kind of old style Chinese opulence in here. Let's just dive in the back. I want to see what the back looks like. On the back you'll see we've got captain's chairs and a bench in the rear as well. So that is the only electric car on the stand, I believe, at Hongqi. Over there we've got Cadillac, who have an electric car here in China now as well. That's called the Lyric. The blue cars over there are the Cadillac Lyric. And we've also got Volkswagen and Jetta down here. But what I'll do is I'll go dive through to the next hall now, and we'll go and find some more Chinese brands through here. Back in a second. So here by another Audi stand, we've got a very luxury looking stand here. Lots of stone, granite, loads of cars on this stand. They've got almost the entire half of the hall in here for Audi cars. And across the way we've got Geely, so they've got some cool cars to show. Roewe, not much going on there, and then some Mercedes vans down there. Well, let's check out MG though. Technically a British brand, but of course owned by SAIC. This is the Mulan, otherwise known as the MG4, elsewhere in Europe. You've all seen this one before. This is a really good value car though, actually. Good interior, decent make, decent build. One thing I'm not so sure about is that lip on the back, which is a little bit weird. Some people like it, other people less so. But more exciting for us is this, the MG7, which is the 4 exhaust pipes down there. That's cool. This is a big saloon that's coming soon from MG. And you see, it's got very swoopy body lines. Very heavily sculpted bonnet. Quite a few creases on there. That's a beast. Now I think we can look inside. So let's take a quick look inside. No, it's locked. We can't see inside. So you have to look through the window. But it's pretty good interior. And can't really see in the back there. Not so easy to see. It would be nice to get inside that. But yeah, MG7. Coming to Europe soon, I imagine, but that's not electric, which is a downside. All right, let's check out Geely, because we've got some funky stuff over here on the Geely stand. And a giant bear there, look at that. Enormous. This is a Geely Icon with, well, interesting wheels. Very, very shiny paintwork as well. Now, the other Geely stuff you maybe have all seen before, although there's a Geometry E over there, I'll have to check that out. On the back, over there, we have a Geely, I believe it's called Boyue. This is the Boyue here. This is a good looking car. This is a hybrid. Cool lights on this. Looks quite good in the flesh actually. 5-seater. So again, decent amounts of space in there. Huge panoramic sunroof. Let's check out the front. There we go. Nice bit of microfiber material along there. Not sure what this, oh, CMA, that's on the CMA platform. There you go, that explains that. Same one that's underneath the Volvos. Volvo XC40 and C40. That's quite a cool car actually. Quite an aggressive face as well. Nice, but the car we really want to see is this one. The Geometry Panda, or Panda Mini it seems to be called. That's very funky. Let's have a look in here. This is a rival to the Wuling Hongguang EV. Comes with a little tiny steering wheel, sort of gently squeezed at the top and the bottom. Loads of space up there on the dashboard. Screen in the middle, which you don't get on a Wuling Hongguang. You get this material which can actually be unzipped and taken off the seats so you can clean them. If we look in the back there, not massive amounts of space. And you'll notice if I look over to the far side there, oh, wrong way, sorry. This part here, this restricts your visibility in the back quite a bit, which is a little bit of a shame. But it looks pretty cool on the outside. You can see it here as well. Really quite funky. Let's just get on the back. Look at that. And actually, let's open the rear. You'll see these cars are really just made for small journeys. Oh, they haven't unlocked the boots yet, so I can't unlock that to show you, but you can get an idea. Not a lot of space in there. So yeah, that's the Geely stand. Let's head into the next, oh no, we'll go back to Roewe, or Rongwei, as they're pronounced. Translation. Let's head over to Rongwei. Do like the Geely preface, that looks really good. Actually, I wanted to check out this one, the Geometry. There we go. So this, don't know if this is going to come to Europe. The Geometry E. It's quite decent. It's like a sort of a cheap electric car. I don't want to say cheap because they don't like using that word, do they? But a bit of rose gold in the middle there. Fairly basic inside. A little bit like the Panda actually, but it's bigger. Very, very feminine styling. Not sure what this dashboard mat is on there. But you see in the back, actually quite a lot of room in there. Decent space, a little tiny sunroof. And a collection of things in the boot. So that's the Geometry E. And they've got a Geometry M6 over there as well. I'm not sure why it's called M6, I always thought it was called the C. This is Rongwei. So they've got an MPV here, the IMAX 8, and the Clever over there. This is an electric car. I'm going to show you this because not many people will have seen this. It's very small, a little bit like a smart car, but smaller. This one's been kitted out in a pretty horrific way, must be said. Notice this, it's not a window. Looks like a window, it's not a window. Oh. We've got yellow inside. What's going on with this car? And some kind of crazy old steering wheel as well. That's a bit mad. Screen in there, red leather. And then you've got, well, the back seats have been taken up by boxes. You do get back seats in there. Yeah, that may be one of the worst kitted out cars I've ever seen. RX-5, these are eponymous in Shanghai, they're everywhere, as are these. The RX-5, otherwise known as the Marvel X, in MG form. We've actually got 3 of those, but this stand, honestly, is absolutely dead. It's not a single person here. This is the IMAX EV8, so I will show you this one. This is another cool MPV. Comes with 7 seats in there. It's cool chairs here with some controls under the armrest. Heating, massage and ventilation. It's quite luxurious. And if we dive in the front here, it's not real wood, it's plastic. But, you know, not too bad up front. And it looks pretty attractive too, actually. It's not a bad looking car. Probably doesn't cost a great deal either. As I said, Mercedes have brought a bunch of vans with a horrific Lorenza body kit on, and this, whatever the hell that is, with a Hongqi style red light across the middle. I mean, these are all kitted out. I'm gonna have a look at this actually. Let's check it out. Let's see what we've got. Got the Nova in here. Look at the chairs. Got little touch screens here on your armrest. Look at the lighting in the roof. Sort of a starry pattern. Got a screen up there. Lighting for your feet. I mean, this is mental. This one, which looks a bit like a EQE. This one's got orange seats inside. And again, look at the light on the roof. This is nuts. And a bigger screen on this one. Really, that is quite insane. What have we got in this one? More glass in this one. But again, funky seats on there. That's quite cool. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. This one's got different lighting again. This is quite crazy. Right, let's head through to the next hall. If I can get off this stand, which I can, I'll go this way. It's even got a little badge there, look at that. Spirit of Ecstasy style. Right, can we get through the back here? No, yes we can. Here we've got the Volkswagen import stand. So these are the Volkswagens that aren't made here. Ah, here's a big one. I want to check this one out. Denza. Denza, the BYD Mercedes-Benz joint venture. And they've brought out their D9 MPV, which looks pretty cool. MPVs are all the rage in China at the moment. All the rage. And this one comes in hybrid. That's a hybrid one with that grille. And if we go over here, we have the electric one, which has a slightly different grille, more of a rainfall style grille. Let's check out the front seat in this. Inside here, you see, look, got DIN audio sound system, big screen in the center, big luxurious leather chairs. Interesting crystal gear selector on there as well. Quite luxurious in the front, but of course these cars are all about business in the back. So you've got an automatic door there, and here you see we've got armrest chairs with a wireless charger slot for your phone in there and a USB. And here you've got these little screens, and on there you can control the functions for your chair. If we look in the back, you see it's a 7-seater. Quite a big sunroof on top. Down here we've got a little fridge for your drinks. We've also got a, not sure what that drawer does, I can't get that one open. This one comes with cup holders. And you've got screens on the back of the seats as well. And of course electric doors. So that's cool, that's the Denza D9. On the BYD stand, they've not brought anything new or special to this show. I mean, it was pretty hastily rearranged actually after being temporarily cancelled. This is the Han EV, which we've reviewed on the channel, or we will be doing very shortly, so you'll see that. If we look over here, there must be a seal over here. Here we go, here's the seal. This is a car of the moment for BYD. Not the best colour to show it. Oh, there's a Frigate over there as well. I'll have to show you that as well. But these lights, how cool are these? Check out the lights. They're really nice. Big sort of diffuser at the bottom. It's the car that's going to take BYD to the big time probably. And if I go around the front, I'll show you what it looks like here. Let's see. Looks quite sleek. I've never seen one in black actually. And it looks really quite cool. Some really good reviews of the BYD seal you can check out online. Looks really nice. Great Tesla Model 3 rival. And up here we've got the Frigate, which is a new SUV from BYD. I don't know too much about this, but I'll put the details on the screen. This is from their naval or something like that range. They're going to have a car called the Destroyer as well. Let's take a first look in here. These are interesting door handles. Look at those. That's your door handle there. Got your traditional BYD screen in the middle, which of course you can spin around like that. Chairs look quite nice. Soft material here, leather up at the top, bit of space under the dashboard. Yeah, not bad. Check out the back. Loads of room in here. Big sunroof. These really are quite funky handles. Let's get a closer look at that. That's how you get out of the car. Interesting speakers down there as well. Let's have a quick circle around the back. You've got the hand style lights here, so you've got the Chinese not LED running lights in there. Slightly swollen rear end there. And I mean, it looks like it's quite similar to the Tang in terms of size. So maybe it's a replacement for the Tang, I'm not 100% sure. They've also got the Dolphin down here, which has been refreshed for 2023, I believe. Also got the Chinese knot design on there. That is a Song Pro, I believe. And then yeah, there's the seal again in blue in this sort of aqua setting. It's not a seal though, that's a whale. And then we've got this one, the 05, which is a cheaper version of a saloon from BYD. This one is made for more for kind of ride hailing. It's the kind of car that people buy to taxi people around in. So that's BYD. Let's go over to Roewe. They've got a new car as well. Roewe of Great Wall Motors. They've got mostly hybrids in their range. This is the O2 Coffee, I believe, that's in Europe now already. And this is a new car. I forget what the name of this is, I'll put it on the screen. Lanshan, Blue Mountain. Could have made it blue. See, it's a big SUV because that's what they do. Although they are going to actually make some retro style cars coming out this year as well. Interestingly, they're not on the show stand. But there you go, that's the Lanshan. And they've got a few others here. Various names of coffee. So you've got Mocha, I think Macchiato, and Cappuccino as well, I think. And there's your there's your BMW. Let's not insult them. That's your BMW stand. They have brought some electric cars. Quickly show you the iX over here. iX M60, which you've seen before. The face only a mother could love, let's be honest. And also the i7, also with a face only a mother could love. But I haven't actually seen this one in person. That's weird. Door handles are not even flush. Let's just check out the interior on that. I like this purple, that's quite cool. And this should be the one that comes with the big screen in the back. See up there, there's your massive screen. It's a really weird advert for, some screens in the doors there as well. It's a really weird advert for BMW for this car on Chinese TV. Where a little girl says, she says, "Daddy, where have all the big fish gone?" And then it just shows the i7. So I'm not 100% certain what that's supposed to represent. There's another i7 over at the back. That's actually the 7 Series over there. This stand was really popular yesterday and remains popular today, in the absence of Mercedes-Benz, who are not here. Maybe weren't able to rearrange in time. Of course, Shanghai is coming in 4 months' time, so that's going to be a good show. Let's go over to Tank, another Great Wall Motors brand. They're doing some leather stitching gifts over here. Look, that's quite cool. So Tank have 2 cars, also refreshed for this year. This is the 500, which looks a bit like a chintzy Land Rover. Land Cruiser. I'll show you the one on the stage here. This one comes in 2-tone paint. Now, are these coming to Europe? I don't know. Haven't heard anything about Tank coming to Europe. But this one's got quite a cool interior. Look at that. Orange. I'm all for bold colour choices. Quite luxurious. That's an interesting gear lever there. So they've got a hybrid version of this now. The sips, I believe, was it 2.8 litres per 100 kilometres? Which is pretty good for a car of that size, because it's massive. We've also got the Tank 300 over here. Let's check out this orange one, because we do like orange. So here's the Tank 300. This one, bit of a cross between a Bronco and a Jeep Wrangler. Looks good in that colour. Let's have a quick look inside the car here. So you've got a big screen in the middle, circular dials, another funky gear lever. Quite good looking seats in there. Feels very chunky, got your big handles up here. And the same as well in the back. Also got big handles to get in there. Only a small sunroof though. But that's not a bad looking SUV. Right, let's dive into... Actually first, let's have a quick look at these two. This is the CA72 Hongqi, one of the old presidential style Hongqis that carries the president around. This is the CA770, which I believe came slightly later. I mean, they're quite high actually, quite jacked up. Check out the carpet, check out the mat in there. There you go, nice old style. Honestly, it's not as clean as I would expect it to be. I think I would look after that if that was me. We've got radar as well, let's not forget radar. The Geely brand again, and they've got the new electric pickup truck. Not a bad looking car. Pickups are not massive in China yet, but it seems like they might be getting there soon. Pretty good looking interior in there. Big massive bolsters on these seats, that's great. The screen. Let's have a look at the back. Decent room in the back as well. Doesn't feel very utilitarian, which is what you expect a pickup to feel, apart from the big chunky handles to hold on to. And here's your bay at the back. So you see you've got loads of space in there. And on this one, so we've got a tent up on the roof as well, which is quite cool. Some old cars here. It's nice to see old car culture starting to develop slowly in China. It's not there yet, but it's coming. These could do with a little bit of looking after though. Now this may be the car that set on fire the other day. I'm not sure about that. It's called IAT. There's Bentley and Lamborghini over there. But what we really want to see is this, which is the IAT pickup truck, which as you can see is absolutely enormous. If I can just show you the inside. Like in a McLaren F1, plus a bench seat at the back. This thing is massive. See if I can get you some scale. Get a bit closer to it around here.
恭喜回答正确，还有2道题的机会。好，继续进入到我们的下一个问题。
I mean, the bonnet is as high as my head. Now I am slightly lower down than the stand.
看一下答案是否是 C 选项，恭喜回答正确，还有1道题的机会。
But still,
北京现代分别针对旗下的
quite a monster.
推出了几款混动
Over here we've got Hyundai.
来说说我们
Nothing major going on at Hyundai at the moment in China. We've got Smart over here, of course. 50% owned by Chery now. Thought they were going to bring the 3, but they haven't. So they've just got the Smart number 1 and the Smart number 1 Brabus. You can tell it's a Brabus by these grills in the bonnet here. That's a little pocket rocket, 400 kilowatts, I believe, so it's super fast. Here we've got the BAIC group stand. So they've got a BJ60. Another one that's all done up there with some paint on it. They've got a few brands that they work with. So this is the ArcFox, but I'll go over to the ArcFox stand in a second. They also build Hyundais here in Beijing. That's a Jeep style looking car over there. We've also got Mercedes-Benz as well. They also partner with them. This is the X7 SUV. Go for the yellow one, because the yellow one is a bit more. A little bit more outstanding. This one's quite funky. I believe it comes with Huawei inside. There you go. That's your bike. That's the back seat. Decent amount of space in there. And the front looks fairly attractive as well. Not bad. Right, let's head over to ArcFox, another Chinese brand. Part of the BAIC group. They've got 2 cars. The Alpha S, which is this saloon style car here, with Le Petit Prince branding on it. Bit of a weird rear end on this one, to be honest, but it's cool. Then you've got the AS Huawei inside version. That's the Huawei inside logo. So you've got LiDAR there. You've also got another LiDAR here. So you've got 3 LiDARs on this car. And if you've never seen a an ArcFox, that's what the inside looks like. ArcFox. It's quite attractive actually. Lovely materials, and you've got infinity speakers in there as well. As I mentioned, they've also got that's the back end. They've also got the Alpha T, which is this blue one over here. This is possibly one of the best colours you can get on a Chinese car, on any car actually. It's not really as good in person, on the video as it is in person. It's a beautiful blue colour. And that's basically just a hatchback version of the saloon over here. So now we'll cruise upstairs and see what's going on the top floor. Okay, so now we're going to enter the sporty hall. Over here we've got the most colourful Porsche stand you'll ever see. Blue, yellow, green, pink, another green, red, light blue and dark blue. Over there you've got Maserati on the right side. A bit loud, to be honest. Nissan got the Ariya EV over there. So that's their big introduction to China. Here we've got an Evija. The Electra, this stand was madly popular yesterday. I'm going to check that out later. And also the Emira, the beautiful Emira over there. So Nissan are also combined here with Venucia, which is a Dongfeng partnership brand. So Venucia do have a car here. They've got 2 actually. So So I'm going to show you this VE concept over here at the back of the stand. This is the first electric car concept from Venucia. Looks kind of like a compact MPV. Don't think those wheel arch gaps will remain for the final thing. See, it's really quite spacious inside. Big, comfy chairs. So maybe this is Venucia's new design direction. Looks quite cool actually. Over here they have the DDI. This is the V Online. So this I believe is a hybrid. Let's zoom in slightly on that. Don't know if this is a new car for them or not. This car certainly has existed before, but maybe not in hybrid version. Got a nice circular stand here to go around. Just want to show you a concept over on the Honda stand that we have. So Honda have also started going electric here in China. They've got this, the ENS1, but it's not an official electric car. It's just a remodeled Honda Vezel. But they brought this is quite cool, the EN SUV concept, which I wanted to show you. That's pretty aggressive. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. Check out those headlamps, look at those. They certainly won't make it to production. Not really sure what it's selling. I don't know if they're going to ever make their cars look like that. Must say I prefer their other concepts. Let's head through to the next hall. Alright, got a lot of noise in this hall, so apologies for that in advance. Hopefully you can still hear me well enough. We've got Chevrolet, Mazda over there, Haval, that is a Chinese brand. Do want to show you though this FNRX concept from Chevrolet, which is quite cool. It's a good looking car. And then we head over here. Haval look like they maybe have a new pickup truck. Buick stands really loud. It's the Haval H6. It's a hybrid car from Haval. Over here, this is. We've got a cool dog over there as well. I think that's a cool dog. It's an interesting looking car. And this is the Power pickup truck, based on a Tank 500. That's quite cool. I mean, they really turn up the speakers too loud in these places. I do want to show you this over here. This is a beautiful concept car. The Electra X. 好，第三名可以跑回来到我们身后吗？来，有请，恭喜您回答正确了哈！有非常给力的朋友们，来有请李小姐为我们前3名优胜者来颁发我们的惊喜好礼份。感谢各位的积极参与。 Stunning, I love that.
各位朋友们，今天来到我们上方的话呢，怎么样呢？感觉我们的展位怎么样？
Got this as well.
挺好的，那这位来宾怎么样呢？
This is less attractive.
准备买一辆车来是我们现在客户的哈，恭喜您，谢谢您的积极参与哦。 好的，也谢谢您的积极参与，谢谢您。
The car I really want to show you.
本次的我们的精彩互动环节呢，到此就暂时的告一段落了。接下来呢，展区继续为各位开放。我们纯阳现场的继续在上汽通用，
which is the Buick Century MPV.
耐心为您解答，竭诚为您服务。祝各位
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get on the stand to show you this.
下一场的精彩演出将在11点25分准时开启。期待各位的
is the Century MPV.
精彩演出将在。
The Buick GL8 has been one of the best sellers of MPVs in China for a long time. You can see pretty good looking. It's attractive, and in the back of this, in there, you've got a giant TV screen for your guests in the back. But unfortunately, I can't show you the inside. Over here, we've got Ocean. Nothing major going on at Ocean though, at the moment, I don't think. So we'll leave them behind. Head to the next hall. Okay, so now we're heading into another hall full of Chinese brands, including Jidu, which is a SUV brand of Chery. They've got the IDM here. This is a new SUV hybrid, so it gets the green plates, but only in some cities. Is it open? It's not open, but you can see through the window there what it looks like inside. Jidu, not that popular to be honest in China. Fairly standard range of SUVs, sorry. Now let's go to Forthing, which is a brand of Dongfeng. They've got here, I'm not sure what this is called, Feng, oh, sorry. Let me just slide behind all the cameramen. Doing some nice work there. And they've got this concept here, which I don't have a name for. But this looks very cool. Someone mentioned it looks a bit like a giant whale. And I can see that, honestly, I can. It's a big 4-seat MPV concept. Now, if you want to know why that is a good looking car, let me show you the Forthing Yoting, which is, well, let's just say it's less attractive. Not a very nice looking car. Over here we've got Changan. Changan have just launched 2 new concepts, but they're not here at the motor show. So this is the Shenlan 03. This is another rival for the BYD Seal, potentially Tesla Model 3 style. It's quite a sharp design, not really attractive though, if I'm honest. We've also got their Uni K over there. This is the Changan Lumin Corn, another cool small car with kind of clown-like features. Little wheels that look like they're too small for the car. That's quite a funky looking thing. This seems to be one of their new cars, but I'm not sure what it is. So we'll cruise over to the Toyota stand, because there is a China only car on the Toyota stand, and that is this, the BZ3, which is a collaboration with BYD. Someone's recording a video of this car here. Honestly, I checked it out inside. It's really not all that. Not all that. They've also brought over here the Crown Sport Cross, which is this thing here, which got kind of a Boccanegra, Seat Ibiza Boccanegra look to it, with the black front, black bonnet, and also the black rear end on there. That's an interesting car. And the standard Crown, which no longer really looks like a saloon as much as it used to. And then we'll head over to Chery, whilst admiring this Supra on the way past. I've started seeing quite a few more of these in China, actually. That's not a bad thing at all. Chery don't have anything of note here today. Just your standard range of Cherys. This is the Omoda 5, which is a pretty cool frameless grille looking SUV. That's not a bad looking car. But they didn't even bring a Chery QQ ice cream. which is sad because I like the Chery QQ ice cream. Right, let's head through to the next hall. Next one is the final hall of the show. Now this is the GAC Pavilion. See that there on the floor? Welcome to the GAC Pavilion. They've got a few brands going on. This is the standard AION brand, this is the electric brand, and over here we've got the Hyper GT, which you'll see is quite a cool looking, oops, zoomed in too far, quite a cool looking 4-door. This is the second car, the second hyper car from GAC. I'll show you the first one in a moment. It's got scissor doors. Sadly we can't get any closer to this one, so you just have to look at it from up here. That's pretty funky. And the other one, the first one, is over here. This one is about 2 million RMB. I'll zoom out a little bit. I'll zoom. This one can do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 1.9 seconds. So it's an absolutely lightning supercar. By the way, that Hyper GT over there has a record low drag coefficient for a production car. But there's the Hyper GT. I'll just take you around the back of it, so you can see the rear end. Let's have a quick look at that interior over there. That's the rear end there. That'll be cool. It'll be great if we can get a chance to drive that, but I won't hold my breath. This is the M-Co, which we reviewed on the channel recently. It's a pretty edgy looking car. Also the GS8, which we've also reviewed. It'll be on the channel soon if it isn't already. They've also brought out the GS3, which I'll show you this one over here. So they've gone for the same diamond cut styling on this car. Quite sharp grille looking there. That's cool. And also the M8. I want to show you the M8 as well. This is the MPV with probably the biggest grille of all of them. Look at that. This one's quite luxurious inside as well. I'll show you why. If you look over there, got a mountain pattern inlaid in the wood. Crystal gear knob as well. Cool interior. And the rear, we've got 7 seats in this, with captain's chairs and a screen in the roof as well. Sorry. Then over here, this is the Space concept car. Funky looking wheels there. Video displays on them. Sadly we can't open the doors, so you just got to look through the window. But that's a cool looking car. Funky. There's Mitsubishi over there. Honda over here again. And GAC at the end. So that's it. Okay, so that's it from the Guangzhou Auto Show 2022. Let us know in the comments which car you liked the most. And yeah, hopefully we will see you again at the Shanghai Auto Show in April. Bye for now.